first alert update on the man known as Uncle Fester. As we previously reported, 65-year-old Stephen Preisler was arrested last summer and accused of maintaining a drug house in Green Bay. Earlier today, his bond was reduced from $300,000 to $60,000. One of the drug charges against him was also dropped. He still faces a number of drug-related charges as well as felony bail jumping. Preisler was supposed to have a jury trial starting next month, but after today's bail hearing, a new date will be scheduled. A status conference is scheduled for April 5th, and we will first alert you when we know more.